Fantimira, where are you? Tido, oh, you are. Here you are.
Here you are. Kwame, I'm in Fiasi.
Oh, Kwame.
Yes, Kwame.
Now, before Besha said, still, I won't tell you, I was here. President Kano, because your man Kosa. Proper college is stopping.
Keta. And I must say that I'm happy for Keta. Because they've broken all the bounds, the odds. They've
done so well.
Why are they?
Trailblazers.
You could be everywhere.
No, but the free education.
Yes, you could be everywhere.
It's I mean, Ketapa to have come thus far. It's impressive. And deep down, even though they are standing major competition, I wish Keta would win.
Yes. So
just to change,
they are the winners.
Yes,
they are the winners. Yes,
to have
from
come
the
thus
lower
far.
class, they are the winners.
The underdogs.
I like that.
Who ever thought the Keta Secondary School?
Yeah.
Up Keta School.
You are.
Up Keta School.
Facebook there. School view. Mumbuzin. There. Yeah. No. Audition Samoa. Adi Kokrokoo was there. Yeah, was a Keta School.
When you were singers before. And now before the competition, we be the two what's on Facebook there. Yeah, pay I was a Keta School.
There was a bit one.
And was a bit one.
That's it. But Prisek will win more.
Still Floriat Prempeh College.
Oh, but Prisek will win.
Mampani Akufo-Addo a Kaya Inche no. We are the college.
Because last time our guest is winning, Prisek was winning.
Oh, but Prempeh Befa.
Anyway, that's your school.
Cisia, I'm torn. Heart, Keta School.
Yeah.
Head, Prisek.
Yeah.
Part of head, Prempeh College.
My imagine
and hand. Because head. Hand.
As for heart, it's Keta.
No, I'm saying the hand.
Head is Prisek.
Not for stomach,
We want the hand.
Granny, I mean,
we want the hand.
Mugo school headmaster. Then Muslim more sponsor Osa. Next year, yes, we are also down.
Arrival.
So I have my head with Prisek, my hand with Prempeh, but my heart with Keta.
And you know when the heart and the head decide.
Somebody says, Kwame, be bold.
That executes.
Kwame, be bold. Okay, I shall be bold.
Yes, you show the hand.
I shall be bold.
It's the hand you show. Prempeh will take.
I shall be bold. Well, as I said, even if Keta doesn't win, Keta is a winner. As Kwame Duncan.
But so far, no semi-finals, no, the college with the highest score, Kwame, remains the irrepressible. The ebullient.
Listen, Alexis Siama says the two others are secondary schools, and they are always second to the first.
Thank you.
A college is a college.
Thank you.
Alexis Siama, I hear you.
The
college. The college.
What is college?
Iron Man says NSMQ is like a hung parliament, but I support Ketasco. Anyway, whatever it is, may the best team win. And anyway, hey, vivacious abem. Yes, so my miss are vivacious abem. The vivacious, the ebullient, the irrepressible Kwame Duncan. And let me just also add that His Excellency Abdul Malik Kweku Baku has arrived.
Excellency.
Yes. He came aboard. He came aboard a private jet.
Ambassador Onanso.
Plenipotentiary.
He came aboard a private jet. The Arabian style private jet. Kweku Machi Akwaba. Apum. Yeah. Okay. Kwame Nanyako Parliament. So many matters are rising. Yeah. Budget 2022, e-levy, toll booth. Alban Bagbin says is number 2. I'm sure you've heard about the Akufo-Addo can't remove me, those other issues. Minority vows not to approve budget. Kandapa outlines details of president's foreign trips. Brian Achampon says informed presidential travels cannot be made public. It's a security matter. Should Ghana put a cap on borrowing to halt rising debt? IEA proposes. These are just the sub under budget 2022. AOB will come to master strategist or what? Captain Chikata passes on. And COVID-19. But let's start with Parliament. Kwabena.
Yo, Chairman General.
Yes, sir.
Major Songokra Naminchia. Wait a phone pim.
Yeah, Jodo.
Can finish Mantomofo.
No.
Na them the words in car upon Ponon, the Mogu point or Dos Papa. Ne film na ne boom AOB Captain Tikata Shaw, the moments in kind. Send out the you are we friend at Tamtin.
Finally, the wooden pajamas.
That's right. In kind na Mabusafo na the party or NDC. Mama ho oya shedzon se e busa fun pom kase Captain Tikata Kwame why be abo man papa the intum nka de ne se ye wa asomdwe ye de ye kabem nka bia bra onyi nkankan Rollins ye adwuma the bra ne hu de oye abantugu oman ya sha say ye boya bra fi Kwame Nkrumah abredo obogbo ada mechi otwotu kura 1981 Rollins by the naba oye Provincial National Defense Council no is in count the oye Armed Forces Revolutionary Council aba 1979 na wimi show papa the Kwame say National Reconciliation Commission and then some more coups and counter coups and all of that. Tikata odim akotinepa especially in the period of PNDC. More adinwa wowo nyansa wowo you may say some other aspects of their roles and whatever. The result may you there. Whatever you may say in criticizing, it has brought this country this far. Makade, a man paying cry 2016. Owini, ni acknowledgement. Acknowledge. Oya Captain Tikata.
Yeah.
Yes. And see, I will host some no what to busia. No what to money na. Yama so je yin paying Tikata. Yaman due na madihu. Owide o charge nyina do. Akopon je na kra mfansie. Tapembra. Awon fi na basan. Asor we Razim. Kwame merende mi. Ma odegwa papa nde. Ye aban ni sika sam hyehyɛ ya. Odi kotugwa. Ukudi ya etwomi nde wuku de pe kurani da ya ba na osafun osese no ho akọ mrehye begom na odi omanpen niska sam hyehyɛ no da kotugwa ami wa kwampo epon bebi kakra de kyerɛ he yawo yimpenfu didi nti yimu nsa wo hor ana wo hor wo nsa wo ye nti yimpenfu didi emba bade gwade oye tobuta awo hia kwantin pound na 37 or so of them na aban ne hyehyɛ obeyi hunya fi ho ma chede ma akwantu oya so stressful stressful papa de obandam pa na hu de amanfo ebufu abon ho akomam enti na oman ntenam na yi jempo okofom de tu gode oman payin bayi ma akrantu aya kwantam brantam ma adwuma obi a pedo koye bia wetuma akaye ma odaboa sikasam hyehyɛ nokwa so osafo no kwa no dem pepepe ma no na kira asam kakra wa ba ni nyina oka won nsam a yalba ka won asam anepe na mom ma so ntakrachawo na amanfo no hwanwa osan oye sikasam na no hyehyɛ ma wepe mu kase papa bia kan bia ai kwa me wada rom we Africa si anepe da tu maye so ye baka kakra ani ma wa baye known as the Yi Levy na Yi Levy anayi de enka na nche ye die nsika ye de hye ye mpaase bi wo kra so a ye tutu fom ne ye da hye ho na wata wanya kasa de bibiara oye sika samede yemfon ko sika krabia no onye bebia yemu a yenkwa nyimi pi onye bebia nyenyu agia yebokọ ho wa bokọ nwura ba fu tente ho wode bofu hyewa e babafu na de ka hye ho nti na oye den kakra nti bank na nkware oye den ma he kakra echi wowo ma na phone me nya gbanti na America say obai me wa ya hyehyɛ mande kwa me na me dina nkan a mutum me de meze sikafa phone do bogu phone do mana emma enanto konfikiri ho ekoka yi ma brabia pera de bobia to me de bo nda me ye bodu yin nya me ncha da aban yi so ban wa ba ya hyehyɛ pi anamo akasa ekufu ado na ban na badechi mponi kankan ono waje adwuman da bonan wahim ada bonan ma watu ho anamo a enchanka na nchaseye obi akita phone a MTN no hyema na ncha saziskar kwa mabotum da kwa aka kama obi a no so kita MTN sekita tigo a matum de kwan obi okita tigo ekufu ado na ban mmo wura ba omia ebezechi odisi no nwo ho aye nhyehyɛ ya mande onfa ho sekita Vodafone a etum wai edeko MTN ikita MTN a etum wai edeko Tigo yo no nkote mpo se wo sika kwa da sika kwa bia etum twe sikan nnanto we enkwar oya bank hwan etum twe sikan if you want kasa wa account him wo bank mo bogu phone do fa mama oya sika sam no ntotwen na makuna ya fadu ya tuade na ne kekeka won akofom mande orkoyie papa dodo na wo mayim the 2017 de ba 16 impadre ban menna se ya catchro sika dodo a ya de fadama ba fo kwan do ya de fi baby de ko baby a menna baba wonu no no na ekowie de what one someone impa
Alote Jacobs
born before
my imagine them Kokrokoo no achem digitalization my imagine them baby coffee shop na achem digitalization
enti mana enshishan oni there what's one someone impa when you impa no you som alote no dumin
on na me kwame yo wazi
alote dumin Peter iPhone on you
jam me use yam
iPhone okay ntom koto hu phone about me akoto iPhone no be too enti kwame And Mama Waba Mana, Mawaba in there. What's one someone impa? I'm a chum kakra. A busona, your woman. Sa Samaba. Hina, your two busato. A busatua, yet the bois. What's it? What's it? Impa cool nature. On soon guitar, on soon a gra. Na impa nature pan, yana soon opam. And then Dobwa, a dog woman, no most of my dog, but I wore into Busana, your woman put me in there. Sa Samaba, your pato, Nihina, Yashe, near the bois. Yet the Damotunchia, Equa Solma. Mena, I saw an shishan in the Waba, Manda. Sir, I some Tobia. I saw one she or the ho. Ah, your refund, a welfare fund. Ah, will you be? No what the kata obia no one ba sama na sama to no what the kata na ji ha in the selfa oyam putem community community mba wo woman wo sese won wo bobo hon aja wo ba ya onhia wo community no mun wo tum na wa ya ntobo akaka na wo da bo won wo community no mu e konkrasa nda nkrase se eyiba hoina wo to a wo pai wo tua non kan yimpa ko na sidi another nitipai ma yawo wo mayim social beings da wa ba here hina akujja ya de bonya ho onu na wo de chichire busua onu na wo de chichire mantem on na nkrase ende yekese oya befo efri a wo fa na phone ya wa be ya yawo WhatsApp na nkankanwi enwa wo school. Old boys, old girls, societies, winner on WhatsApp. Sa some to cry, winner, wabwa.
Kwame land.
Kwame. I am even making the proposition in order to arrive at. Yeah, we tell them. Kwame.
What proposition or a winding?
Yeah, we tell them. Because this matter, it requires explanation. And you remember your good self. When the Vice President aide appeared on this big platform and was telling you about the transfers through Momo, the big monies.
Yeah.
Your question you pose. So, what is government doing about this? And you intended by that question to ask, isn't government taking any opportunity or advantage to place some tax on this matter? I remember quite vividly when Aben Sebaha,
Dr. Gideon Boako.
Exactly.
Why yes, one consortium.
One consortium.
And more one techniques.
He's the Wawa Suman. He's the Wawa Suman.
One consortium.
One say some witchy. It's a Kwame. Oh, you don't hear Checham, ma, don't what I say. There, sir, a member of parliament. Kwame Bedin domain. Now, why a demonstration? Was a show ties. While block my vehicles into Munkoma on the basis there, or the Wakaya walking. Send Subato, Manke Busafonia, in Subato, my football school. Okafa Bridge Dwa. In Sudan, Marsha Nunqua, or Sanda Bridge 1 year. Kwame, it all requires our collective contribution. You cannot lead your people to demonstrate that you want your roads done. And then when the government says that, look, let us all pull together. Let us pull together. The little drops will make a mighty ocean. Let us pull together to enable government to find the resources to do the roads. Then you turn around and look, we will not support this. It's Kwame. Madaba ne pay a yeke. What the room do name? My Hamilka Krama, say Wimpo, Nasa, a being you AOB and Kodumba. No. Now they can yaka. What the room? Sure. I shall for no as a fiscal policy initiatives, and this is paragraph 293. Fiscal policy initiatives underpinning the 2022 budget revenue policy measures. Come in with your kind indulgence. Mr. Speaker, domestic revenue mobilization is the key for garnering the needed resources to support our development agenda and make the vision of Ghana beyond aid a reality. We cannot, therefore, as a nation, continue to depend on only 8.2% of our citizens. Can we take note of the figure? 8.2%. Granted that it was even 10%. The last census, we are close to 31 million. It was 30.8 million. For purposes of this argument, let's round it up to 31 million. And you saw that 10%. 10% of 31 million, Kwame, all for purposes of the argument. Or 3 million. 3 million. Mana, oya Ghana for ya do down ya o kan hen. Yeah, opepe edwasa. Na namwe aha wotwe na ogwachi. Dodo na ya wo manyima. Hina oye de ya fa kwa papa do. Hina oye de yensu papa nom. Hina oye ya asupiti ko agenda 111 ya ekufu ado. No yi na bedechi na ban wo de sinu no ho de. Enye do da ba oya ekoji ana ebokolabu ana eko wo fa na man ka samedi Cape Coast Teaching Hospital.
Yeah.
Onye de ko honkuti ansa na yayansa. Na mum oya mensi na wom na so ode ye de ayansa bia kase ye de bobade. Ekufu ado nyina ban ayanhyehyɛ de ode 111 oha na du bia ko oya hospital de ba mensi biara wo manyim obeye ne de wati gogwa wadarogwa se botum atwotwo wo ho a oda won safu metum da atwo wo ho nti gogwa wadarogwa nti dodo na ye wo manyim over 30 million mena dodo a yetua oya to osafu no kan na do kwaso todo dodo a yetua to yansu opepe ibasa opepe edwasana na mre close to 31 million. Those who have the tax duty on their shoulder is just 3 million. Can this be fair in building a country? Can this be fair in building a country? Can this be an adequate source to cater for the needs of the people of this country? No, Kwame. As a country with an economic history, my there, oil raw materials. Ne ya share the ko ne bukete koko fitina na ma dodo tatakwashi kwa kafa bai aban bia wa bia koko ya share the ko more than hanka say ye ne da nanyua emasikan okwanyimin yentumi ye da osanda amana ba ontubu mponyan na njado ne wa go on the path of industrialization. And to Kwame, all that has happened, our economic history has been just export of raw materials. Value addition has evaded us, has eluded us. It's why man, here's Kasaman atapia to this point. No, ena say about to be a dana. Kwame over here there. Awu babwa, mamusuma bwa, kweku babwa. Osana Ganan obi for being baby of Baba Yama Hion. Enti mana Dami or Safu Crow, Mbashaba Gomin, Mother Kotu going there. Aya Mumuna Emi Kwamana someone can. Namazi B Mazer Bro, many 1,000 Mazer Bro, many 2,000 Mazer Bro. Ana Sakabila, when you're 500 or the Kakamana sister. You would tell me Kakebi, Smaba, you want. Hina say yandama eno edama yako oya sor na ya to collection kankra mo de ye aban adwuma na Kwame wadawrom masro mamumbo oya mumu sika odaba ana in the last few years mumu na amanfo appreciate better Kwame under the same heading as I read, I said the objective. Sorry, forgive me, Kwame. It's a quick in the paper, no. Kwame, Mr. Merba. Only, I say, Mr. Speaker, data from the Bank of Ghana also confirmed growing trend in online selling. The data show that this is paragraph 311. The data show that between February 2020 and February 2021 alone, Ghana saw an increase of over 120% in the value of digital transactions compared to 44% for the period February 2019 to February 2020. Apart from the convenience the online selling offers to some Ghanaians, the surge, we believe, was primarily due to the increase in the use of digital platforms due to the COVID-19 pandemic at the beginning of 2020. The total value of transactions for 2020 was estimated to be over 500 billion. 500, Kwame, you heard the word well. 500 billion compared to 257 billion in 2019 and 78 billion in 2016, just 5 years ago. Kwame.
Yeah.
Now, sir, it's a amount for what your economists are. Anytime a budget has been read, they tell you government must find very ingenious and smart ways of taxing the people in order that you will be able to rope as many into the tax system. Kwame, the kasi amike Kabila sense enwa wenyi misikasam hihye ho sense the work the masembia Kabila kama say mete maso mako masisa me manya maso mako
ane dampo ai chairman general invite Kroha one doctor
Alex Mary last name Alex Sampabing
or Oxfam.
Yeah, Dr. Alex Sampabing from Oxfam.
And what was his point? The government must find ways to bring as many on board.
In fact, to help you.
Yes.
Or can say in principle no levy no onya against it. Na office rate no and anka ban ebetia omunye hu bibi number from but in principle
I have no difficulty with that at all. There must be first the starting point.
That's right.
But see, the very people who hold press conferences and take government to the cleaners. There, I buy you buy. I don't hear in there. All babusa. That is their same song today. The last press conference where the statement read by Ato Fosun. It was written no alternatives but only to castigate government that all you are doing is borrowing. And then they point out the dangers ahead of this enterprise of borrowing. Kwame, they are the same people who also complain and shout from the rooftops there. Look, in terms of unemployment, and I don't know whether they did any better. In fact, it was worse. In their time, Kwame Mosia in there. What the embargoes, and I have a lot of letters which gave reminders to persons who were in a position to employ. They look, the embargo on employment still is in force. A lot of letters.
We're done.
Oh, Mr. Poto. Wind up. Mr. Poto. Vivacious. One has more money.
But
one has a bullion. One has a repressive.
Maybe
it's a bully.
I shall once be a bullion. Tell me a bullion to Zamaza.
It's your other medicine.
Kwame, you put all of this together. Sir, then you ask the minority. Kwame, you ask the minority, what is the solution? Government must not borrow. It's understood. But if government must not borrow, government must find the means to provide public services.
Peace
to build
FM.
infrastructure.
Peace FM.
Then government says that we want to get everybody on board to contribute these little sums to enable us get the resources to do the public service. You said no, that one too you not agree. Maybe someone there. Is it just that they don't care? Kwame, is it just that the minority doesn't care where this country finds itself? For as long as it is another group that is in office. Making sidon, Mama Slam pim and the pay once will go. Oya Kwame, Sefa Chairman General. Nijume Kasa, Yente Biana Pa, Yentum Yanda, and pim man has so good in there. Why are you here? What are you? Sir, Aquina, as regional minister, anywhere I went into the communities, whenever they held their festivals, the number one thing that the chiefs placed before me, and if I was lucky and joined by the president or the vice president, the number one thing that they requested, and I remember vividly all those requests, road. I say, a man pay in Cherube in Mukwanya and Namdo Zerba. Say, Sierra the pay, oh yeah, I'm Marco Bodu, president of the regional House of Chiefs. So, today, I would have Mabonabado. And then, sir, you to me, I'm one can cry. Akwana ye pem wayen ontumi yemo ye asofo ye sam hina ye pampam som oya denede se utwa taxa onya do de fom oya da mari twu hunu mwe nanso hina ye pampam som ye twatwa nkankra ondo botuma abo man mo man enya photo mo do de yen we tu mo da ye nti kwame mesinna
Kwame Duncan, I'm in Kano. It's almost 5 minutes at the top of the hour. Peace 104.3. Kokrokoo Jimedian live in your ear. Anope Minchia, Yenya Seth, Kwame Boating, Enunia Ba, Comfort, Ama Boating, our Croydon, London, Anope Chamina. Thank you very much for listening. Peace 104.3. Kwame Brembie.
Chamanjina Medase.
Yeah.
Now what you said, Nepepena. Minister a call kind budget no na chairman general say ne kasa emu no o wie no na o kasa wato budget ni din I say Mr. Speaker, I present to you ajenkwa budget.
That's right.
Na utiemu nchimu a aba di nti a wo frɛ na ajenkwa budget a eye gidie ni nidi a ye de ma nyankopɔn sɛ ahohiahia ɔman na famu nyinaa ɛwɔ covid bre mu no nyame adi ɛne Ghana adi ne yie a ɛyɛ eniema ɛne akwanuasan akwan ahodo a yafa so edi atu anamon wɔ Ghana hanmo no enwie pɛyɔ deɛ anase enye ne nyinaa na sɛbi ye ho atɔyɛ sɛde esi pɛ no deɛ ɛnso wiase afana nyinaa ye kenkan aman a wɔ mu dwumadie ni wɔ mu hyehyɛ aboa ama covid bre yi mu no nipa adasa ye ho nkyire ye kese no Ghana ye ka ho bi ye kan wiase afana nyinaa WHO for statistics say Ghana na ye to so wiase afana nyinaa miensa China ne Norway na Senegal mu baako Sweden emu baako ɛwɔ mu mienu na edi anim abebre mu de Ghana ye di anim kra Kwame Asamba kwa meka de ahwa ye ho ne say ade bia eye adbody mu nyansapefo frɛ no genome sequencing eno na enu nti covid ba ye na nka ye nipa baku bia test at a go ni ade the world over Ghana for ye hwehwɛ mu ewo Noguchi Memorial Institute of Medical Research na omo ye ma multiple sample testing yi etimi ba ye ya bi enti entimi mbo emu ye ho abomfia sɛ Ghana ye nkɔ kra yakobi pa na wohwɛ de ye owura John Roberts kan ye America for Chief Justice Kwame Okansem was say COVID-19 has pierced through our illusions of certainty and control. It has taught us that we are not in control, we are not in charge, someone else is. Let's be sober. E kamia kwese self to sem na ode ma ye no ye ntie anase ye fa no sa anti ye kasa ma etoda na ye say ye pese ye kire say ye di ye ho ama. We are not in normal times. And me say yes, you be out to budget. This a crisis budget instead of ajenkwa budget. Now say na say a crisis management situation. Ghana a budget ben and a crisis budget from 1957 to date. We are dealing with a problems and challenges of the nation. A nation building. A idea. A abotre ntubuasie boaseto. Any say ye beti ye ho ase. Eno ye niam ehu hia pa na chairman general eye budget yi eye niam afanu revenue any expenditure kasa na akogina revenue no nko a na utie mu a aban anase budget no nhwehwe mu kire say ye hia revenue target of 1.37 137.5 billion 137.5 billion na generation a ye wo e wo yen krata mu sisi yi no e betumi amaye duru be say 100.5 billion. And there's a deficit of 37 billion. Ahine ye kofa sa skenefi. Enu ntina me ne minua my uncle madam for the ebullient. And na o the evaluations aka ho a me ne ya adwen say say ye pe kwan foforo bi so a be boa ama ye de ye sikasem no yetimi atumu mpon anase yama no ekọ yanim. Na no na me fi say ehun komodie no ya de say eto asoko anase ye dwenedwene hu ebom. Na ansa na we beba so no madwen mu no eye amamuo a ye kan wasem ye nyo bakofo enye nipa bako democracy a ye kan wasem kwa me eye vote and voice eye abato ene adwenkyere say ye vote nko anke to aba wi a na anke akoda kopim say obi de to aba ma no ne brebe so na afi wa free so that moment sa ese say ye kyere adwen fa kwan a ofa so etu anamo no ebi say ye kwa kyere damfo bakofo chi na enye yi enu ntina ye to adwen na say ye si afa so ato adwen ana kyere adwen no ehu hia pa sabi anka lote o cheme obetumi fo na ne kasa no eye se obumye nintia chamanjera ne mfie nyina achi chen o cheme nyina achi mete enso so ahwe amemfa na mom se unua kuma me ba wo nchen na chamanjera me kasa na asama me kan sabi me brebre me ho ase kanu boko ema ti se de ayi odifo ya ene friend ayi netan yi oko David nchen oko mana basema ohina kan se wosi ni bofu ni pete kene se wosi ohim pa chem say wow. It turned everything around and you know Solomon nyansani mebusem o say kasa boko esanka ebufu enti kwae fa so di nkomo men kan nnenko a ebia atwam ebia di animu ba no ese ye bo modern say ye beye ni ye na wo kasa obi aye mi bibi pen me so me ye ni bia ye mfa sa nkyekere man ema ne nye ye enti nana me ka besi niam mienu a apie wo budget mu a eno na ye ka ne bebre ba kon eye e-levy tamanje matie the National Forum enra ye publish front page e-levy of 1.75 too high analyst obinfu be a friend Dr. Tio Achampong me de neka obinfu na oti studio hanmo o say Alex Ampabin me de omo de ni si animu e kasa kwa me omo nya amanyofo omo ni amanyoko bia but omo kasa kosi se etro na ye say ye de to mobile money transaction anase e-transaction e-transaction a chama na enye mobile money nko ha bank to bank and the banks I wo we are Ghana nyina omo e-banking sa transactions ni nyina no eba under this friends and omo ka say 1.75 no was so dodo but certainly say chance o baby enti ede nsusuye na amanfo ka ebi mu say o enye 0.5 ebi mu say enye 0.7 ebi su say enye 1.0 so far from 2017 January 7 amampani adodankwa akufuado osaye wadana di preference ye kasa otie chamanjera and it is important so a whole district level elections MMDCs referendum ananka ya who all political parties agreed with the last minute pull out and betrayal by some CSO political parties no we were all in unanimity so yan to abanyi this is na de your poison atmosphere no mampani or your press conference e ka say ade no ono na de bill no call parliament say nke yenye sa ade no yenye drew stage ana ontumi withdraw was suspended till further notice. That is a sign of a listening person, a listening president onye say yenti obia enti minim say nkomo a ye didi about rate of e-levy no mampani na pamfo omudi nkomo of parliament no ombetie ama e bia reduction bia ba de to so bio threshold no o discount no kwa ombe tax on no 100 Ghana cedis no ebi ma ka say too low media kwame
yeah kwara
menya so mfaso say eko soro kakra ebeboa ye nyina if you say o think cry o freaking tampo o fi bamboy o free pembi o ba busia awuro bebre wo Ghana hanmo a obeye mobile money transfers na wo ye mobile money transfers yi na say threshold no be ko soro kakra ama ade ahenhan aba megiri say meto akọ no na na mesre say senke ye broader stakeholder engagement ahead of budget reading year chamanjera minim senka koka yi bebre no nka ebe eto betwa
ojidi se obia oye koka no adwenfa no de ye
minyin ni sa ebinu ya
etie bia ko broader engagement class still an onya no sa
kwame no ho but it is better to err on the side of caution.
Okay.
And of course me pese me kan me wie no betimase say koka no ebi ho no ma ye nya atwompa me wie ho ama wate ase yi na mom me gidi se wo mo e ka no so ebi mo di timpopa e na e ka.
Okay.
Enti say ye ne sa nkrofo e bi di nkomo a me fi se bebo na kwa ma me ntwe adwen si bibi so hwe ayi that is why I always have a problem with the intelligence community. What video is so senka papers newspapers e wo Ghana news outlet bi a drop hint bi e be 2 weeks 3 weeks a month ahead of this and you started di hon komo a henka adwobre kakra beba o adwenche no so nka mu betintim a chen e bia se de esi ka ni but better late than never if you say enra metisa me dofo minister for communications mame esla ekufo ewusu ekufo waka se one telcos no engage wo mu dinkita ho about this e-levy thing. Stakeholder engagement are before budget reading no kwame ekoso ne parliament budget debate wo mu ye part of the stakeholder engagement na nyatwoma wo mu ha me pa wono ma kasa wo mu kasa efa budget ho akwame wo mu ni no kranche o manfo okay pages 9 and 10 in fact paragraphs 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 up to 17 the finance minister more has been very sincere to the people of this country say it hasn't been rosy. Kwame paragraph 13 no or say in fact my main kind your friend say paragraph 9 or say Mr. Speaker, we have to address both the immediate as well as persistent health and economic impacts of the pandemic. Our response was bold, decisive and compassionate, but also costly. Oko 13 now say, I am proud to announce that not a single Ghanaian public sector worker was laid off as a result of the pandemic. Kwame, this is public sector workers so and no one will be off. I am to be also a salary so I tell munyaka. However, UNDP and Ghana Statistical Service on data trace there were 42,000 layoffs. In the private sector. And the minister he's telling you say public sector even though say generally they may have we have suffered a few things no public sector you be more than say you be contain inside there no again 770,000 representing 25.7% of workforce. I'm referring to the GSS and UNDP study. HSA sani paduduoi omo akatua esote kakra enam covid hu sensemi na minister can send me pesa me tinimu kakra kwa me woni say through the Give Miss platform abaye chicheska through mobile money
menya bi
wo anya bi me manya bi kwa me nipa binum nya bi companies through the COVID-19 alleviation enterprise support companies 50,000 100,000 and also sika dodwa omoboye running in millions of Ghana cedis, hundreds of millions of Ghana cedis. Ansana Maslock YEA and is it another institution one more so chiche now the midi one ya say some platforms here were on the net me say companies are almost beneficiaries young publishing one more Ghana for you
not adding
Kwame, we need to be sincere with ourselves. If it's a Ghana, you say you can't watch me was study be one more Professor Charles Aka and Niniano Mienu and a year 2020 poverty status a Ghana swati Ghana for your system with your well-being and ya in sika 7 to 2 year a could at least if for nothing at all with the intervention of free SHS. But are we ready to admit and acknowledge this contribution in our lives? Employment situation. Employment situation in Ghana. Many workers and NAPCON for 100,000. 67,000 for a waiting list. No, almost see on the continue. 1 year after 80,000. Forestry Commission. Almost for 44,000. Direct government employment recruitment almost for 295,000. In fact, 2021 in Kwano 72,000. I was almost trying a clearance from the finance ministry to employ them. But me say you be say kwame. And when you ne how I want my Ghana muno. And yadia or baku for bit me a all of a sudden. Now, Omampani bi ba America near friend say Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Chairman General. Omampani under the period I know my friend the Great Depression. From 1929, before 1936, and now despite Niama Nawaye Ninano, Chairman General, Neire Eleanor Roosevelt, Quabontin, Eco-Share Niama Necosono, Niem Sheno, Robert Dalek. Or Trong maybe 2017 ya or that's Hanimaneti. Now, Kwame, or Kuana Papa na Kunina Chino, not still problems ewo. And I make a kusi say, one of my free or Mampania say, one of my war abaimu, one more Kasa. Momo and Kasa manen traso, if we say how no be bread as so, yet that's what we yamu. Now so come your be. Nana made a year Franklin Delano Roosevelt Assembly of Kai 1936. Abra now addressing Democratic Convention. Midiwe na chama general tie we are na my JL properties there ba ko bi dia atwato. Governments can err, presidents do make mistakes, but the immortal Dante tells us that divine justice weighs the sense of the cold-blooded and sense of the warm-hearted in different scales. Better the occasional faults of a government that lives in a spirit of charity than the consistent omissions of a government frozen in the eyes of its indifference. Chairman General, the National Forum in 2014, dated October 28, Tuesday. Story be on page 2. And Kelly Free, African report. Or say we can't fix economy in 2 years. Mahama declares. This was the second year of a government in its second term. Okay, sorry now. Or say even up to 2016, they were not expecting to be able to fix the country's economic problems. And now Chairman General, we are in the first year of the second term of a government. Adia want no na wungo puse obetumi in the 4-year term of a second term. You expect a government that is less than 1 year in its second term to fix them? What level of hypocrisy is that?
James Kwabna Bonfair, I will leave it there. What level of hypocrisy is that?
I mean,
12 minutes past 10. I'm now managing the time very seriously.
Properties, despite all the challenges, we're building 1,000 houses in last decade, and it's going to build 10,000 more in the next decade. Thank you.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, JL Properties. Bami, when you're going to brother, and did I was in bed.
Why you inviting?
Oh, me, okay, man. Oh, nine. Mazumo man, happy birthday. A belated happy birthday.
What's your birthday party?
Yo, Papa, oh, me, if you. I okay. Kwame.
Holiday.
Who snobs is he? I get the recruiter work or training for selection.
Manja.
In the Odoso Papa, also lie. In the apart of this, we in Google. In the Yabakat in short because it been more also important.
No.
Kwame, ye levy issue, Wabe Dondo wo Chrome. Abe Dondo, Obia, Shobia Namutazi, no Wobodondo about ye levy. Now there is a whole lot of confusion. And I'm happy that Kwamna Duncan Etuma explain, and that is what people want to hear. Kwamna. The MPP last week I said it here. The best of more communicators in either they've gone to sleep or maybe they are struggling for some positions. In Zoma, Obia better overboard. But you see, Pede break it now. You need to explain to the people. Let them understand in the simplest term. Ye levy. I mean, all the be saying the MTN phone and Nikka is kind of what South Africa. There is something that Ghanaians should note. Since I was a Tigo, why a Ghana binary and Emwa. Kwame Echo Nigeria shops for phones in the Nikka accessories in Adia. Aja won't use Glow. Nigeria will not use MTN da.
I don't think so.
Glow.
I don't think so. I will Ghana ha.
Oh, me say I have common shops. Use it.
But in particular, in Nigeria for we use other agencies. So don't
No. Let me simplify it in a way. There.
Don't let's make it blanket.
Okay, I hear.
Then,
the man may say more.
Yeah. Exactly.
But the issue is that Yenya Airtel Tigo. And Ghanaians say, Oyabaniza, let us all migrate onto Airtel Tigo. No, so Obobwa. It will create job employment. Now, most the other telcos who are spreading, Airtel Tigo who are spreading the ma, Moya in there, Yebenya, very good managers are able to manage. Kwame, Ibio. I mean, most Ibinum say one pin, no was about war proven. In the parliamentarians, a band Moya Dobakacha wine there. Nancy, ye put your wakawa, ye levy Sikani is put your waka.
The big mayor.
JB Mayor walk with your one saying. Because every budget is supposed to help develop the country. In the actual various television stations there journalists are assigned to regions and districts. They be one of them. Maybe time there or interview Ikrobi. Ye hear Kalukano. It been power Bama. Kwame, Sabita Fracha, what's a way here too?
Enjoy being more here.
On the make there. In Yangasa, we are not helping ourselves. These towns and villages equal all way. One Kofu, one Krena, Warrior Juma, Sabita Francesca, one same. To them, our common American say, Asam Siwofia, Wofre Busia, or Manangasapo, until no my Yokobosawa. Yes, so Oman needs in ye. Yet Abwa. Nesisia Ghana Muhu for want of power. Or there, Bibiala. Current government Yebian on Yaz Papa. Now, so we are enjoying from Adino on your papa. Nsuno Mama Gade. Just all your beya. Nanjaga Kade. The Maza Aban Nifutru Mosu Wayetini. Ye levy is Gani is about your waka. They didn't answer Bejay. Kwame, last week I advised you be Muzima in there. Say, toll boot, what can I do with toll boot? And you mean there, it is illegal, po.
Yeah.
There, a button I did with toll boot. Now, so, in there, Yefi Cape Coast Yarba Yaba Kokrokoo on the million no traffic. Kwame, for the first time in many years, enemu yo. But then there's a need to create a place for one sabita fracture what on as well was isiala aye de money ya bo hon ebinu wo wa ya to ade wo to boot wa nti say you will be create some small space bi am one just outside the toll booth are you able to me ya park near to aza oboboa. It's also an intervention na propaganda wa ko ho de ehun toll booth fu one hawkers wo toll booth na wo ko demonstration. The last time Bono was about social media and the papers me there at the Mori toll booth a share dumper was red, you know what's a walk or demonstration, whether the picture is true or not. I mean a camera way implying no what on adi what toll booth one more than 100 plus people walk or demonstration. It's all propaganda. Oh no, my God, there. Waban wo party fo wo yenda wo de wo kofom no wo kasa ono de wo ba min za amanfo reka na wo be fi there be 2023 2024 butum about na wa ya campaigner, it would then have been too late. Enti Kwame
alete
ibio mase okodu baby a zorusi won ya parliamentin in Tasso, Mr. Bomb Facebook page poll. I say, hey, nah, Obiso Obutume remove president. Obiso Suda or yeah, number 2. Important one is my very good friend. In the no one some can obey him in Kaka. Nedzinka Kenya so there can ebi adama to them Kwekuku Atenreka there. Or they a cap, yeah, no more of people in parliament in. Maybe an or day at the bar, AC Sunderland Park, near Bayer at the debating homo, or better. There's a whole lot of confusion. Now, people are capitalizing on it. Just mere propaganda. As if they're, oh, I mean, Minipa wanti, Abanizo, Mon ye. But abana ye okami ozende bibiala banzaba for 2022 so ye din grapa yen na nanum yen payfu wan sama working there aya for kenten for sonsu was aya for kenten for sonsu
na this one so change here
ebe onti na work chaw there aya for kenten ye inyem there. Bisa Kwame, I don't know whether you've noticed it. And now for Asafo, wo gwai, wo kenten wo hwa, wo du sonsu monsoon. Onsan wo kenten odo afeshabia. I want you to take note next time. So oye anafo se bentiro muntumu, one of them was the kenten no wo du sugu. Na kenten nzu onwinda. Nsuno guma kapim dama was bedu Victoria Park. Now mami acha in there, you should conjure water out of a basket. And that is precisely what the government is doing. Mayor den na masha mama last week in Macau had there. Yana noman aya ne ye fi school ne ye befia. Wabaka cha in there is ben yifi wabaka cha in there. Awuji kakro ina ko bobo. Where mana was be feeding hen. It is their responsibility. And it is the responsibility of government. So you think kwapa yenya baninkaza. Na me nkade o budget is yen pass, budget is yen dem, yi levy yen pinodo. Nti na mesi there yi levy won vonti on waka. Wo ba pinodo.
Yi levy won vonti on ka, wo ba pinodo Bernard Aloteje.
Because your last one oh them ankase biu.
Oh your last one ni enko.
It's about Captain Kojo Chikata. First Kwame na ojasin makumutu na ma okese wi wa ma makumadwi from ozene wi ase yeti aya menyo anu ma frafo wo so obi awo ne bat na or they share the good side of the person. The democracy, or no question. The democracy are yet to me. He is a pillar in the forward march to our fourth Republican dispensation. Kwame, Minim Captain Kakra in 1986 at Austin, Odi Minim Mamishia Pape first. Echikran what to Kwame Nkrumah Foundation in Pape Koloji Army na mimpe info ebiembia wonya woko once manchi oye community KS ana na community kapia oloji yen wo Labadi Beach Hotel na yezi launch Kwame Nkrumah Foundation ye wiezu na mission wo tetegani fi pa ambassador John Tetegan papa apa na community kojobo ti o ni fi I want to go to troubles kaka. Over 2 years in Kata. Yako, you are no so, yeah, I go for so there. Yako, they are in the power suite. The captain was the pillar behind both the Kwame Nkrumah Youngsters Club and then the Kwame Nkrumah Welfare Society. Numun. Yedi boom, yedi beto National Convention Party. Na Kwame me can be kakra myself because I ebini nyim how the NDC came about. Na ebini nya kon better radio do was so alote fi dem party no be dem party no fi dem party no call dem party. How we suffered for the formation of the Progressive Alliance. The PNDC government was behind both the NDC and then the National Convention Party. Kwame, or the CPP Kokrokoo, you can share war, the talk of the town. You need the papa, you lock gate in Abu. That they will have to declare for the National Convention Party and to join hands with the NDC. Confession. And see, some of us who no could do baby, and if we were to yen be on fata. But no, we couldn't do my enkata pony appear. The ma, but Mr. Kokrokoo, yeah, destroy your friendship. We were together, we meet. I had a yoga, ne Yashi on a Freddy Munazi, Yashi, the Wagaja, the Yangata fire. But Nina, the purpose was to make sure the Rawlings continues with his presidency from chairmanship to president. The gameplay Nina, the strategy Nina. Oh yeah, Captain Kojo Chikata, PV Obin. Ne Boteria. And say, Yamani Yako. Ozenizuko, Akayan, Mezi Abeya. Yes, you have more money, aye. Kwame, Masamai.
Bernard Alote,
and Azabiza, young to us, man.
Portrait Minimbre, Mincomin, Minimbrandam, and
if you command.
Cromantina Banzafo.
Anu ofi benzin na musume finkum. Na yenye Kwame na nyazo ye wo mfanzimai. Anemwa. Naina.
A very good morning to you, Larry Dugbe of the Herald newspaper. Thank you very much for listening. Keep your diabolics going on. And let me say, Mame Bako, Madam Comfort Sewa Apel, Ayetafro Amasewa, Madam Comfort Sewa Apel, and Ewa Woda Woba Kokrokoo Sofrimpon say, Afishapa, happy birthday to you, Madam Comfort Sewa Apel, aka Amasewa, happy birthday to you. And also to you, Josephine Ben Egan, wherever you are, Josephine Ben Egan, happy birthday from the entire family. And a very good morning to you, Cuckoo Spencer in Portsmouth, listening to us live. Good morning, Cuckoo. And this one says to remind you about Daffin Finance, everything that has to do with money. offering attractive and realistic rates for your fixed or term deposits, accounts, call accounts, and planned investments. If you're looking to make investments into your educational needs or your retirement needs, speak to Daffin Finance today. Call Daffin Finance for everything finance on 055-822-9858. That is 055-822-9858, or call 0303-973614. You'd find Daffin Finance adjacent the Tesano Baptist Church on the Circle in Swam Road. You could be richer than you think. Daffin Finance, the preferred finance house. Abdul Malik.
Kwame, but you be a correction be about as of also number 7. I'm for number 7 company. No what the man. What them can tell me.
Number 7.
No.
Abdul Malik. We finally arrived at your door.
Yes. Kwame,
Baglaja.
what is the meaning?
Cockroach.
Cockroach.
I know, but I really want to. Captain Chikata.
Captain Kojo Chikata.
May he rest in peace.
Come again?
May he rest in peace.
Amen.
Mary. Yeah.
I like that.
Agwagulajano, the first time I met him.
This is 2 tests.
Yes, because it's not time to examine him thoroughly.
Yes, but
It is not time to tell the Kojuti story the way I know it. Because I don't think it will be fair at this time. Thank you. That additional point.
Even in wishing him a peaceful rest, you could add more words.
Oh, may he rest in perfect peace. I've added
Amen.
perfect.
No more.
But let me consider the first time, that was his code name, relative to the one man, one machete coup d'etat. That was his code name. Indeed, just to go a little bit, June 7th, 1976, I believe, I was at the Burma Hall to watch the proceedings.
One machete.
Exactly, I was there. I was following all those tribunals, most of them I attended. Now, Kwame,
Kwego.
now, one warrior cool, no, only nickname, the code name,
Baglaja.
no on town meetings, but they will say the top guys, the Korean friend Mega, that's a code name for Captain Kata. No, Major.
Brigadier General Kata.
You are right. Kata. Change him, Alfonso.
Yeah.
He was a Mega. That was his code name. Nah, Kojoti's code name was Baglaja.
Baglaja.
Thank you.
Doesn't fall on the back.
Means that's the first time Damid's in the public. Baglaja. But the full story will be told one day. In terms of minimum, senior friend. He was. Yes, let me be honest with you. We were friends for a long, long time. He was far older than us, Nayama, but well, and this is not the time to tell the story. Yeah, we won't tell the story now. May he rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
Finish. Now, my embra issues of today. Kwame,
Kwego.
ye levy.
No.
Make them a thorough understanding of it, Mebwa.
Okay.
Until Mashada maintain debating closely, not both within and outside Parliament. But last week, Chayeni I opinion had a budget nyaza ibia feel satisfied with in terms of different sectors of the society. We even gave an example about the AGI in Guta.
Association of Ghana Industries and Guta.
On benchmarks, what differences. And we went back, say, Bakaya, how our budgets or your flashpoints
of political controversies, and even sometimes the basis for subversion. We said all those things. And especially elements like taxation and yama or feature in budgets are always flashpoints of controversy. And see, I'm not surprised this particular budget, in fact all budgets, but this particular one, are they some controversy about the Democratic plan India demonstration.
Yeah.
They are entitled to that. This is a democracy. But kind of VAT, it wasn't part of a budget. I think it came on its own.
Yeah, on its own.
If I recall. Maybe am I right?
Yes.
And that was 94. You see, the parliament passé. That parliament was the NDC dominated parliament with its allies.
Yeah.
And see the
Only two
opposition.
independent candidates.
Yes, how are you?
John
Was Achulu there?
No,
No, not
no,
Achulu.
no.
He came later.
came later.
Yes, there was
Achulu
there was
was-
another independent candidate, a member, but not. It wasn't Achulu.
had come. So he wasn't elected in 92.
You may be right.
Yeah, he was.
No.
I did the by-election.
Abran Swan, Kitambo. But she was not a firebrand.
Yeah, but okay. No
Abran Swan
problems,
was the
yeah.
independent candidate.
But Achulu was a subsequent.
Yes,
payment.
from 92.
Okay, but Kwame,
Yeah, go.
did the PC? Amankasa metra make us be mekahwa were for me the AFC to tackle VAT alongside other issues, but VAT was actually the principal key running point. Yeah, Didi. You see, then no extra parliamentary opposition had its own momentum because the political parties, mainstream parties, boycott parliamentary elections into the parliament. Into the extra parliamentary agitation had its own momentum, and eventually that one-sided parliament were withdrawing. Of course, the executive withdrew the bill, and parliament went along with it. With the bar back 1998. By 98, no momentum against VAT no way diffused kakra. Why? Because indeed, parties now had gone to parliament through the 1996 elections. Ibakaya, there was a national economic forum. Some of the parties now no way opposed to VAT and became part of the extra parliamentary opposition, had become part of parliament and these various committees. Indeed, this National Economic Forum, some of these stalwarts were members of committees of that forum. Reku Brobe, Nana Akufo-Addo, John Soforata, and many other names. That forum had committees on VAT and things. You read the report now, even the pros and cons. Gradually, AFC, I'm drawing a distinction between AFC as a group and the political parties. In fact, by 97, President Kufuor even was on BBC saying that they would support VAT, except the percentage, no problem. So there was an apparent split is a hard word to use, but differences had emerged into the open. Also there was a core group still named VAT. I'm sure they are Tasipoli, Kokrokoo, Canada, because I may be insulting my other colleagues when they had a better understanding. But I may know about economics up to behind there's a hint of a bankruptcy be there. I mean, ignorance, if you like. And not by law. Parliament passed it. Still with the MPP chaps in Parliament not comfortable with it, and here they were asking for some concessions. But I mean, whatever it is, the history of taxation, taxes, human nature, predictably, I feel uncomfortable with it. Who did it over a while and some now it be accept for communication service tax.
Peace
FM talk tax. The opposition no friend the talk tax.
Interestingly led by the current Speaker of Parliament.
Yes, it's true. Hansard is the record.
I'm sorry?
He named it.
Yes, talk tax. That a casa chronicle for a discussion.
Yeah, and people will
politicians.
But also over a period, no one will oppose when we are members of parliament, will be members of government. They accepted it. They even upgraded it in terms of the levels. But when it came back 10% or so instead of the 17.5 initial.
Yeah.
We have had a history of people not being comfortable with taxation.
Yeah.
And it is universal almost. I love the debate going on. I mean, as you know, a student of parliamentary history, I start to cram and gather all the records, the draft Hansards and go through to be sure. By the end of the day, a proposal at this stage, debate now where it ends. I've been listening, be also 1.75 as a starting point or too much, will reduce. If you mumpa, you're uncomfortable, they are drifting in that direction. They look, let's have a compromise, reduce it, and then 100 cities be now work and also was a one fan also. No, so the debate is okay, and bottom line, eventually in the parliament, nobody take the final decision. It doesn't mean that people outside parliament cannot talk. They can talk, and make their cases heard. In principle, though I'm prepared to go along because I'm convinced there's a need for a certain, tax over my space in order to be able to do things. So I'm not totally opposed to it. But about trying how it goes. Still, budget minimum say because in your house maybe, but I'm sure I can connect to BB so I know what budget anymore. And rotos that in top.
Rotos, yeah, okay, budget no.
Yeah, Kwame. I want to hinting our last week there at Dinaboko and Pastor Koi. The subsequent developments. A bit. Intriguing, especially the Minister of Roads who decided over cancel.
The collection.
Yes. Kwame, I'll be honest with you. I think he was damn wrong in terms of the sequence of events.
I hear administratively he was right.
Whoever tells you that is not talking law. See, T, what do they mean by administratively? Okay.
He hasn't cancelled the law. He hasn't repealed the law.
You make me laugh.
But he says, I do not have the means. And then they cite ROPA, which is also a law but has not been implemented. Yeah.
T. Yeah. Budget. You call page 72. That is paragraph 306. And this is where he's wrong.
Okay.
And this is where those making the case of administrative thing are also wrong, and I'll show you why.
Good.
Minister of Finance, this statement, also to address these challenges, that is after he has spoken about the removal of road tolls, also to address these challenges, government will zero rate tolls on all public roads and bridges. This takes effect immediately the budget is approved.
Yeah.
This is the operative phrase. The Minister of Finance, in his statement in the Kwame, I repeat that relevant portion. This takes effect immediately the budget is approved.
So if the budget has not been approved, it doesn't take effect.
There was no room for premature ejaculation on the part of the road minister.
Abdul Malik.
What he did was completely wrong. Here, many documents be elected be and somebody. This was in order to reinforce what point there administratively it was right. And see, I have these two letters here, and I will read it. 14 September 2021. Public announcment.
14th September 2021.
Yes. The Minister for Roads and Highways has ordered the suspension of the collection of tolls at the Bupe toll booth in the Central Gonja district of the Savannah region. The suspension takes effect from 6 a.m. Wednesday, 15 September 2021. The suspension, the relevant portion, the suspension is to ease traffic flow and mitigate discomfort to the traveling public, whilst the Ghana Highway Authority carries out its periodic maintenance work and repair works on the approaches to the bridge and the toll booth area. Motorists are hereby advised to comply with all traffic management and safety measures that will be put in place during the 4-week period of the repair works. Kwame, the second one is dated 19th November 2020. Press statement for immediate release. AFI Ghana Highway Authority. Also, temporary closure and relocation of Kubiase toll booth. The Minister for Roads and Highways has ordered the temporary closure of the toll booth at Kubiase near Bonkra on the Accra Kumasi Highway with immediate effect. The closure is to enable the Ghana Highways Authority carry out emergency repair works at the current location of the toll booth to enhance traffic flow and ease the current discomfort to the traveling public as a result of long queues being experienced on daily basis. It's a the contest is critical. Temporary closure relative to repair works. Administratively, it makes sense. Now listen to this statement that is now the bone of contention, dated 17th November 2021. Cessation of road and bridge toll collection nationwide. Following the presentation of the 2020 budget by the Honorable Minister of Finance on behalf of His Excellency the President of the Republic on Wednesday, November 17th, 2021, the Ministry of Roads and Highways hereby directs the cessation of the collection of road and bridge tolls at all locations nationwide. This directive takes effect from 12 a.m. on Thursday, November 18th, 2021.
Two different contexts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Couldn't be right.
That's the point. So within the context of the budget presentation and timeline that the finance minister gave as to the effect of that proposal, this letter was completely out of gear. And you are not going to be able to convince me, nobody is going to be able to convince me that the earlier letters now me reading, they are consistent. They are not. We have to be fair with the facts.
So, there can be a temporary closure till Parliament approves.
No.
That is what perhaps they want to say, but it's absurdity of the highest order.
No, but once he made reference to the budget
that's the
statement,
point. Yes. And it's the same day.
Introductory.
And he's saying that it will take effect the following day.
It was a rush.
It was a rush, premature ejaculation. That's what it was. And one has to be honest and admit some of these things. You see, some of these complications now needless. And so I don't even see why one should attempt to rationalize or justify this gaffe.
I see. And the Kwamna premature ejaculation or can it then of Fantim? Oh, Kwamna, maybe
no, I buy no finish. Yeah, but it is the how you execute a policy is also important. Yeah, please, no, you should contest. If you want to contest, why not?
You need to put the country in a mood. You need to prepare the people, get a certain stress out of them. As I mentioned, one see their amount for what you want to Montio. You seek to bring a certain levy that is all inclusive and all of that. When we say a man for drive for town with one end the call, Emma, the hours on end would delay. Nina, it stresses them up. Nina, it doesn't put the people in a certain.
But Grandma, I'm not contesting the rationale for removal of toll as a policy. That's not what I'm contesting.
But that may not have been expressed in writing. That may not.
I don't understand you. No, Mentasi.
I'm saying that may not.
The issue at stake here, the way you began or how you are putting things, I'm opposed to.
You're not. That's not the point. That's not the point.
The budget policy.
Yes.
You are not opposed.
I'm not.
You are not opposed to that.
Yes.
Most of me there. What the num to what it's now.
Oh, Pamela. This is a governance.
We are revisiting the act of law.
This is a governance issue.
Yes. This is a law matter.
A budget is presented.
Goku is an baby.
Oh, God damn it. Makai.
The law.
The law. Yeah, okay, but I'm okay there. It contest me. But see, the truth of the master is that the roads minister, he goofed. It's simple. He erred. Totally wrong. And the worst part, Kwame.
Yeah.
Look, the worst part is the PRO, one public affairs secretary.
That statement, it was laughable, wasn't it?
Can't name them statement. One there were fights and agitation.
Meanwhile, they say the police also should take control.
Thank you.
There was that contradiction in that statement.
Fantastic. I was going to ask for police situation reports.
There's none.
I'm in my search.
There was a
There is none.
There
is none. Say, Hawkins in the war you did only another matter. But that's not what the statement said. Statement is a straight the entire minister issued this statement 17th November. No? That I didn't take effect. It didn't take effect 18th. In spite of Parliament in year approval.
Had not even started the debate.
Well, the view one as someone was what the yet as in there in Tokwan and Yama started those the police from one arrest.
But it would have been best for him.
Afterthought.
Yes, it is.
I mean, woman can
it really was.
The best thing in there. Only me there, the speaker is number 2. Now, Obotu will move president in general. One track come speaker.
Number 2, you be a chance. I can.
No, one track come speaker. The speaker.
And I can remove and cannot remove. If they into me, can the matter.
I better.
Yeah, but crazy. But me, but me end.
On can see here.
I'm end.
Our exclusive.
No.
And down that case at Chinobia. It's how you
No, me. See, me last point here. Me Kasa, then we start again for criminal to start.
I have only a few minutes, so just finish.
Yes, but to be able to my 2 minutes.
Sure.
But I want, but my example be. Him say, oh yeah, even a good example. But it answered my 28th December, October 2008.
28th October
2008.
Okay.
I'm the loan agreement. Yeah. What they this government communications infrastructure na bana kwaji $30 million. What they buy one a Chinese food. Na waiver, tax waiver na attached to project no. What the bar parliament for approval. Report na what the bar parliament no. Arune Drusu saw something very interesting and he raised it. And in principle, he was right. To you, me quote. Also, Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, I beg to quote the Minister of State and the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, Honorable Dr. A.A. Osei, informed the committee that due to the exigency of phase 1 of the project, temporary tax waivers were granted by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning for the clearance of the equipment and the material for the project pending actual approval from Parliament. Now, Arune Drusu took issues. Also, Mr. Speaker, clearly I am doubting the authority of the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning to have exercised the authority It is clearly not consistent with Article 1742 of the Constitution. And with your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, I beg to quote, where an act enacted in accordance with Clause 1 of this article confers power on any person or authority to waive or to vary a tax imposed by that act, the exercise of that power of waiver or variation in favor of any person or authority shall be subject to the prior approval of Parliament by resolution. Now, Damaji, it created a storm. Kakra. In and out. Hey. I could all say, appear to agree in principle, but he insisted, what we have done is not a waiver.
Okay.
I mean, well, argue and if he was my chairman of the committee of the audit report in the Bible, we decided there will be an amendment to the report on the floor. Okay. And you listen to how it happened. Mr. Nimanti, also, Mr. Speaker, may I thank all honorable members for their input into this, but particularly it was the printer's devil when we said temporary tax waivers, which should have read temporary permits. So, Mr. Speaker, if that could be corrected in the Hansard, no temporary tax waivers, but temporary permits. The intent was not to give a waiver, but a permit.
A permit.
You see how they corrected themselves? Because Itimensa insisted that, look, Hansard will be there for the future. And that somebody, if they didn't make this amendment, correction, so that Hansard will capture it will look as if that the Ministry of Finance actually, indeed, because those were their wedding. So it was corrected right there. And this is at least here, you read the Hansard. At the end of the day, the ministry had considered that they didn't have the authority to grant even temporary waivers.
So same way the minister has no authority to have done what he did.
It's clear. Let's
stretch it a bit. Has the minister caused financial loss to the state?
Oh, that's a legal point. And you see, financial loss to the state, or within some exactly willful.
Not necessarily willful.
For prosecution.
So that's why I chose my words carefully. Manfa willful nanka. Willful became a kind justice afraid the late.
Because he read the law.
It's a kind of law. Let me see, has he caused financial loss to the state? And he said, has he willfully caused financial loss to the state?
But once you've edited willfully out, then I can say that yes.
Then there's no law. Because that law.
But I am not quoting law. I am speaking English.
Or sanction.
I am speaking English.
To that extent.
Why don't we defer an answer to that question?
Why do you want to defer?
But he's inviting us.
I am asking Kweku Bako. Does he think the minister has caused financial loss? Because Kweku was identified from the parliamentary angle. From 2008, and I'm saying, okay, see here, if you say the minister is not justified, and I'm saying, can we stretch it? Has he caused financial loss?
Inadvertently, he has.
Okay.
The state is losing some
revenue.
Okay. There's no doubt about
as to whether,
but whether you can have an effective prosecution relative to that is another matter.
Kwame, as some of that way. Fancy me yesterday.
He proposed to act on behalf of the president.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying that for prosecution purposes of prosecution, a lawyer or attorney general will look at so many factors before he decides to file.
You guys are just going into prosecution.
What's our administrative purpose?
It was a government position.
But obviously, in the statement, unless you see he speaks for government. You see, Onangasa, or a minister of state, he represents the president. And this is a presidential government anyway. But on the text is what will give him away, Kwame.
Yeah.
Kwame.
Okay, we're done.
Oh.
Because I am number one, there's no number two.
It's supposed to power.
Now, what I say?
But Kwame,
yes,
the truth of the matter is that the speaker cannot use parliament to remove the president.
They cannot.
In fact, or a conveyor belt, mere conveyor belt when it comes to impeachment and removal purposes of a president.
What was he saying? Maybe he was saying it in jest.
I think he was.
Maybe he was saying it in jest.
I believe he was joking.
Uh-huh.
I believe he was joking.
Chairman General.
Speaker, gentlemen, lawyer be sending BB on. Lawyer be sending BB. Also, sometimes there's a fine line between error of judgment and willfully causing financial loss to the state. Good morning to you and your guys.
I think so.
Which they can make?
No.
There's a
fine line of distinction.
You know, very fine line between error of judgment and willfully causing financial loss. This is a lawyer.
Yeah, that's a lawyer talking.
Yes. Let me say lawyer Kwame Jan.
Yeah, that's a lawyer talking. I'm not surprised. I know him. Very good lawyer.
Now, another one says, neither the president nor the Minister of Finance has reversed the suspension of the toll collection.
That's right.
It means they agree with it.
Yes, and it could be an error of judgment.
Now, somebody,
but Kwame, can the finance minister reverse the action of the roads minister?
No,
he can't.
He cannot.
Only authority.
He cannot.
Over the
So
no, he cannot.
I'm speaking to the tester.
No, he cannot.
No, but he cannot.
Somebody says, tell Kweku Bako.
He cannot.
Bagbing is really enjoying his post. He wasn't joking, Bia.
Oh, he was. No, Makwami, he's a lawyer, but he's a very good lawyer. He's a long-standing member. Look, sister, my name is Bia Cry, parliamentary experience.
The longest.
You have to give him his due, but I think he was joking. He didn't mean it. The through Parliament can get him removed. There is no way the Speaker can trigger any impeachment proceeding. Isn't I'm afraid that he was joking?
No, but the Speaker, the position or the casa,
that is the end result.
There was sense of humor. Let's indulge.
So let's indulge. Kwame now make time miss me around too. Got me there is someone will refer that car.
Kwame tobu tunkomono. Yeah, proper stakeholder engagement. 2014. Yeah, story we about how a sika ye oto hormono krano.
Another matter for another day. Anopemi Fanasiema Theo Okran Ewa Germany Anope Yadasi Papa Wama Minty's Gardens for Abraya Diani Anope. So a very big thank you to you, Mr. Theo Okran in Germany, and thank you to Minty's Gardens Tema Community 2 near the Polyclinic. Minty's Gardens for Anope Yadamasi through Mr. Theo Okran in Germany.
Peace FM.
Away, boss. Where to go? This one says, happy birthday to you, Paul Ni Aikwe Ashong. Paul Ni Aikwe Ashong, alias General Mystic. Sales rep of Oraimo and CEO of Kwam Wallpaper Installations. Is from Nanaya Kojo and the staff of Agduro Ventures at Masamang Stadium Road. It's 11 in the morning, Wednesday, November 24. Yes, yeah, the Assam. Yeah, better. Yeah, better, Jabi Fosway. Wishing Mrs. Cindy Ewuku. Birthday wishes Mrs. Cindy Ewuku. Loving you physically and spiritually from your better half, Seke. And then also wishing Jeff Kasim, Greater Accra Deputy Regional Organizer of the NPP. Happy birthday to you, Jeff Kasim. It's from Sir Obama. I didn't be a lumber. And happy 60th birthday, though the wish is belated. A happy 60th birthday. Well, belated wish to you, Madam Alberta Nelson, a.k. Absnelli, a.k. Amina Wachi Arena, from your daughters Kokrokoo and Edna to you. Alberta. Yentubia. Dede. Never okay. Yes to you, AJ. Thank you very much for joining us and have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining us by ear, voice, text, and eyes. Kofi Kumbilson is next on your radio. We're back again tomorrow morning. It'll be Wednesday or Thursday, November 25. Agrago November Suku. The next year's broadcast is at 12. May your day be blessed. As always, remember to keep your dreams and hopes alive. It's all you have. There's a tough world out there, but still we rise. And so when you stop to say a prayer, remember to say one for me too. A very good morning to you, Kenel GKT Sam. God bless. Good morning.